With Advent upon us, I wanted to share a little Yuletide treasure with you. While I've been on the road during concerts, I often tell audiences that line from Deck the Halls is really the entire reason I decided to do a Christmas album this year. The line goes, "Follow me in merry measure while I tell of Yuletide treasure." These Christmas carols and hymns, even some of the contemporary songs of Christmas, are really treasures that I decided to unpack. So I did a lot of research into the backstories of each of these songs, who wrote them, the context, and I'm so pleased that all of you have made the album Christmas Merry and Bright the #1 jazz release and bestseller at Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and landed us on the Billboard Holiday and Jazz charts. But mostly I love that you've made this music part of your family's Advent and Christmas celebrations. I thought it might be fun to share some of what I discovered about these songs and our take on them. So I give you Christmas Merry and Bright behind the scenes.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
I've always loved Christmas music. This is my favorite time of year. It's my favorite music ever, and full confession, I listen to Christmas music year-round.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Here's what I love most about Christmas music. It's eternal. It touches the past, the present, and the future. Your great-grandparents were singing many of these songs. We're singing these songs today, and our children's children will be singing them tomorrow. So there's something timeless about these particular songs, what they mean, the memories they evoke, and I think most importantly, the feelings that well up within us whenever we hear them.
Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ.
My audience mostly knows me from television or my books. What they probably don't know is in my early life, I was trained as an actor, I did a lot of musicals, and I sang. And then for many years I didn't. So when I was approached to do this project, I kind of backed off for a minute. I was a little hesitant. But after looking at the repertoire and thinking, what could I do unique here? What could I offer to these songs and to the audience? I thought, okay, let's go on this adventure. I loved it. It was like getting in touch with a part of myself that I guess I had left behind or thought I'd left behind. It's never too late. As anybody who's followed my literary career or read any of my books knows, there's a theme that runs through all of them, which is this. I take something you think you know, and I show you a different angle on it that lights it up in a whole new way. So I went through each of these tunes, and I basically did a deep dive into each of them. Where did they come from? What do they mean? And I have to tell you, I was stunned by some of what I discovered. Jingle Bells was one of those discoveries.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
It was written by a guy named James Lord Pierpont, who was actually the uncle of J.P. Morgan. And Pierpont was, well, how do I put this lightly? A bit of a womanizer, we think. He wrote this song, which was originally titled One Horse Open Sleigh. He wrote it in a tavern in Medford, Massachusetts. Now, Medford was a town at the time known for rum and drag racing sleighs in the snow down the main street.
A day or two ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fanny Bright was seated by my side.
This song is really about drag racing with a side of rum and girls in the snow. We cast the song in that way.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
So when you hear it, it's propulsive, it's a little crazed at times, but the jingle bells, when you're in the one-horse open sleigh with the girl, you gotta ring bells to let people know you're coming because it's dark out. Jingle Bells takes on a slightly different character when you see it that way. So we had to do it in that historical setting.
You want another ride? That's it.
To me, Christmas has a classic sound. So when we were thinking, how should we approach this album? I knew I wanted a big band feel and sound. Kevin Koska was our arranger on this project, and Kevin, if you don't know his name, you certainly know his work. Kevin Koska arranged and orchestrated The Greatest Showman, The Dark Knight, The Live Jungle Book, The Live Lion King, but his background and his love is jazz. We brought these songs to him, and in record time, he turned out some incredible, sizzling hot at times, and very tender, beautiful arrangements.
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play.
I Heard the Bells is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's a 3-act play that touches on the dark side of Christmas. Not everybody has a happy, joyous Christmas. Some people are plagued with depression and sadness during Christmas, and I wanted to speak to that in the album. And though it's called Merry and Bright, the song gets merry and bright. It finds hope on the other side of tragedy.
Peace on earth, goodwill to men.
It was written by Longfellow, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, the great American poet. He had lost his wife in a fire. She caught fire in their house. He tried to put out the flames. She died, but he burned his face and his body terribly trying to put her out. The year this song happens, his son runs off to the Civil War without telling him, comes back home on a stretcher the day before Christmas, paralyzed from a bullet that went through one shoulder and out the other and hit his spine. So Wadsworth is sitting in his office, and he hears down the block bells of the church, and he is depressed and very miserable and in despair.
And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men.
Then there's a bridge. He listens to the bells, and suddenly hope falls upon him. And he says, then pealed the bells more loud and deep, God is not dead, nor doth he sleep.
The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men.
We've added a verse here at the end that I took from the original poem. It was not part of the song, but it felt right to add that as a fourth verse because it's about us and how if you listen closely, you can still hear those bells and find that hope. I love that about this song.
Open your heart and hear your part of peace on earth, goodwill to men.
In the heart of the French Quarter, There's a wonderful little theater in New Orleans, Le Petit Theater. Sound-wise, it was perfect, and it fit all of us.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere.
This band, these are like the super players of New Orleans. Many of these guys have been playing together for 30, 40 years. They know each other so well and gelled so quickly. I've really never seen anything like it.
Most of the cats in the band have a lot of history of working together over the past decades. So when this collection of musicians come together, it's instantaneous connection, and the music just flows because we not only know each other musically, but we know each other personally.
The music itself is expressive. A lot of the songs have a lot of depth to them, a lot of history behind them, and a lot of stories within them. So I really think the way they're arranged really helps to bring those stories to life. And then that coupled with the band, I mean, it feels really good.
We made a decision early on, as much as we could, that we would record live with the band in the room. Now that is often not the case today. Usually they lay down the tracks with the band and the singer is in an isolation booth weeks later recording to tracks. I didn't want to do that. That feeling that you get, there is a rich crackle in the room. You can hear it on those recordings.
That style of music has a certain energy to it. It's very soulful, swinging. There are great big bands all around the world, but big bands in New Orleans have a different thing, so I enjoy that.
We need to capture the energy and the spirit and the goosebumps that the listener gets while listening to this type of music. Raymond has been fun. He knows exactly what he wants. He has very high standards for himself, which is really all we can ask for.
He wants to get it right. You know, all of us want to get it right, and he's right in there with it, which is killing. It's really good.
His musical instincts are phenomenal. He's just a character. He's fun. You know, he makes it fun for everybody.
You know, when he walked in the room, he has this bigger-than-life charisma that just kind of takes over the room.
He's a great singer, really, really nice guy. He's just, is he a comedian? Because I mean, he cracks me up.
We told it. What I love about this medley, which is the first Noel and We Magi of Orient are. Now people look at that and they go, now Raymond Arroyo, why are you doing a medley of the first Noel, which came from miracle plays? Miracle plays were plays staged, again, straining at the mystery of the Nativity. These things go back to the 3rd and 4th century. That's where the first Noel originated. And Noel is news, so it's the first news, the first good news.
Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
I love that the first Noel and the song previously known as We Three Kings all reference a bright light, a great light that drew the shepherds and then the wise men to the Christ child.
And to the earth it gave a great light, and so it continued both day and night.
What we did here is I changed the lyrics of We Three Kings to We Magi of Orient are. Now, why might I do that? The Gospels don't reference kings. There were no kings. They were wise men. They were magi.
We Magi of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar.
It is a driving, exciting journey for these wise men. And I love that the arrangement captures the joy and the fascination and the awesome, incredible explosion of light that these men are drawn to. And I think all these songs are reaching for that mystery, reaching for that indescribable moment when God becomes man. And every generation contributes something new to that mysterious yearning to understand what happened 2,000 years ago in Bethlehem. Boy, did the NOLA players do an incredible job on this. It is an incredible musical moment.
Here, good tidings to you.
Oh, wait, no. What was I thinking?
What I could do is, I just do the top of this as me. We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I start here and we bring the trio treatment thing in here. Good tidings to you wherever you are. We could do that. Now that's something we could do. There are certain voices of Christmas that I have always loved. Some I was honored to meet. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if I could somehow honor them on this album? So we decided to do We Wish You a Merry Christmas as sort of a caroling squad of very familiar voices, some of whom I hope you recognize. Here's my little tribute, my little merry and bright Christmas gift to you.
So 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3.
There's some voices of Christmas that I've always loved. Nat King Cole, Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, and Frank Sinatra. And I'd like to honor them with a song. So Kevin arranged really 5 different songs within one.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We Wish You a Merry Christmas is one of those songs people think, oh, this is just a ditty. Well, it has a great historic root. In England, from 1647 to 1660, Oliver Cromwell outlawed the singing of carols and Christmas carols in England. Following that, carolers used to go door to door. People who were churchgoers, the poor ones, would go to the doors of the rich people who also believed, and they would sing these Christmas carols to keep the traditional carols alive. We Wish You a Merry Christmas is one of those songs. It's part of the Christmas celebration, part of the communal cheer of Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
This was my way of honoring these great singers who kept beautiful music of the season alive. And to be a part of that now myself, it's incredible. Did you like? Thank you. Thank you, Mike. We'll cut the next album. Oh, there you go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose. And if you ever saw it, you would think he was a tatos. Rudy, your red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Go, go, go. We have our next album.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright.
Mike Esnault was not only our conductor, he's our pianist. And there is one track on this album we didn't intend to do, and that is Silent Night. I've always loved this song. It's a tender prayer, really, to me. And I thought, why don't we just do it, just you and me, Mike backing me on the piano, and I did the vocals. It's the only track on the album that's just piano and vocals.
Sleep in heavenly peace.
It's so tender, you don't want to disturb it. It's sleep in heavenly peace. You don't do that with trumpets.
Christ the Savior is born.
Oh, he's here. Jose, you made it. How you doing?
Good.
When I knew I was doing a Christmas album, Merry and Bright, one of the first people who popped into mind was Jose Feliciano.
Feliz Navidad.
Oye, feliz Navidad. Oye,
Feliz Navidad.
Jose is an international voice of Christmas, and his Feliz Navidad is one of the most downloaded songs of the season. People love it. Not only did he agree to come and be a guest on the album, Jose agreed to do a new arrangement.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Óyeme, Ramón.
I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
This was a song that I wrote to venerate the Savior. And that was the most important thing to me on that.
And part of it was commemorating being in Puerto Rico as a kid, right?
Yeah.
During Christmas.
Being there with my folks and enjoying the rum, the pasteles, you call them tamales.
Yes, we do. What I love about our version of Feliz Navidad is it brings in a bit of that memory of Puerto Rico and your childhood, and then just puts a fresh spin on a classic. Jose did an incredible flamenco solo that I just loved. To sit across in a recording studio from a legend like Jose Feliciano for me was just, what an honor. I think people will love it. I dare you not to sing along. I love the togetherness of Christmas, the warmth of Christmas, the memories of Christmas. And I wanted to capture all of that in this album.
Singing carols, stringing popcorn, making footprints in the snow.
There is a particular song that I do on the album, Christmas Memories, which is rarely recorded. It was written by Don Costa. Don Costa was Frank Sinatra's orchestrator and producer. Costa only wrote 11 songs. One of them was Christmas Memories. And Alan and Marilyn Bergman wrote such tender and sweet lyrics for this song. So we did Christmas Memories in our own way.
Cookies baking in the kitchen, cards and ribbons everywhere.
It remains a favorite because every time I hear the bridge of the song, I weep. There's a lyric that goes in the middle of the song. We had a way of making Christmas morning as merry as can be. I close my eyes and see shining faces of all the children who now have children of their own. And whenever I hear that lyric, this happens.
We had a way of making Christmas morning as merry as can be. I close my eyes and see shiny faces of all the children who now have children of their own.
Because I'm moving to that place where I see my own children getting married, about to have their own families. My parents have gone through this already. And it is wonderful and beautiful at Christmas to see you go on, your family goes on, and you gather around these traditions you so love. And that's what Christmas is all about. So it's one of my favorite tunes ever.
And oh, the joy of waking Christmas morning, the family round the tree.
I do it with my daughter. My daughter sang in the bridge with me. And it only deepens, I think, the joy and the drama of the song. And it's so beautiful. It's a neglected classic.
Very sweet. Nice.
I can only describe this project as an explosion of joy.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly.
We wanted to remind people of the cheerful, wonderful, joyous, bright parts of the Christmas season at a time in the world when, frankly, we focus on division and differences and hatred. I thought it important for us to take a breath at Christmas and remember the joyous and the merry and the bright.
La 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 la.
It's my little contribution to the music and wonder of Christmas.
La la.
I'm so grateful to Jonathan Evans for shooting and editing that, and you can get your copy of Christmas Merry and Bright, the album, at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Music, Spotify, the EWTN catalog, wherever you get your music. And join me on the remaining dates of my concert tour. Friday, December 15th, I'll be in Cleveland with Frankie Avalon, and the grand finale at the Raymond Auditorium in Nashville. On Thursday, December 21st, with the legendary Jose Feliciano. I hope you will come out. Bring your families. I think you're going to enjoy this. The audiences that we've performed it for have just been over the moon. And I have to tell you, I am filled with joy just doing it for these people. I mean, it's just been an incredible experience. So Nashville, I expect to see you all at the Ryman on the 21st. Go to RaymondArroyoChristmas.com for links and tickets, and please tell your friends and family.